Okay, everyone, let's start today's lesson. So we're gonna continue our cooking or culinary unit. Today's first letter is mun. Okay, mun means braise, cooking in a covered pot and over a low heat for a long time. Okay, it's a slow cooking. Okay, so it's called a mun. Let's take a look at that character. So here's the fire radical. That's obvious. The right side is a character called mun. That mun is closed off. Okay, it means closed off. That's what it means. Okay. Now that character itself, you can see that there's a heart. It's a heart inside the door. Okay, so which means that the heart being closed off with the door. Okay, shut it off, and to deliver that message, right? So it's covered up, closed off. Okay, so and then they add the fire radical to mean a way of cooking. Okay, so basically put the food in, cover, and then you put on a slow fire, and then slowly cooking the food. This is called a mun. Okay. Next one. Bao. Bao means explode, burst, explode, erupt. Okay. And the second meaning is when you refer to cooking method, it means quick fry. Okay. So you get the oil really hot. Usually you need a lot of oil. Okay. And it gets oil really hot, and then you put the food in, okay, and then you will see the sound, and then you very, very quickly stir it, okay, and then take out the food very quickly. Okay, so this is called a bao. Bao. Now the third meaning is protrude, bulge, swell. That kind of so one way is saying that when somebody is angry and 出筋爆出来, so that means the veins in your neck or in your arms gets bulged out. Okay, that's because your blood pressure is getting high and those veins bulge out. Okay, so this is called a bao. Now here's the picture. Is how they make popcorns in old fashioned. Okay, so basically they heat it up in that kind of device, and then when they open up, they make a exploding sound, boom, and then you get those popcorns. Okay, let's take a look at this character. Now, fire radical again. Okay. And then the right-hand side is the character bao. That character has the meaning of intense, intense and sudden. Okay, and intense and sudden, and so they use that to mean that explosion is intense and sudden, right? Quick fry, that way of cooking method is also intense and sudden, quick. Okay, so this is bao. Next one, liao. Okay, liao. So this one has three pronunciations. Okay, when you pronounce differently, the meaning differs slightly. Okay, so the first pronunciation is liao. Liao is the origin meaning is a torch. You torch on the ground. Okay, so in Chinese, a torch on the ground is called liao. A torch in the hand is called 烛. Okay, so that's the difference. And also this one also means fire, means burn, scald, roast. Okay, so anything that related to using the fire to burn, to cook, that kind of thing. Okay, so in terms of words, this one has a very, very common way of saying is 燎原. 燎原. Now 燎原means grass fire, basically. Okay, wildfire. The wildfire go through the dry grass. Okay, that's called 燎原. Okay, so this is 燎. Now, when you say 燎, that means illuminate or burn or hunt in the night. And so why they hunt in the night using the 燎猎? This is because when they hunt in the night, they actually use a lot of torch they put on the ground. So we just said this is called 燎, right? And then they put a lot of those 燎, in many places, and then during the night, and so they make it very bright, right? And then they start to hunt the animal. So using that way, I mean, the water animal most likely will be scared, and they try to escape and get out, and then people can find them and hunt. Okay, so this is that type of hunting using torch and hunt at night is called 猎. It's called 猎. So of course, using as a word, it's also say 猎. 猎. Okay, next word. The third pronunciation is 了. Okay, now 了 simply means burn or roast. Okay, burn or roast. And another meaning is actually means understanding. Okay, 了. Well, that is because they kind of treat the character with another character. Okay, it's written over here. Okay, so this is a common practice a lot of times, that similar character and similar pronunciation. Sometimes they just they just borrow each other. Okay, so this is 了. Now let's take a look at the character itself. So fire radical, right? That's obvious. Now, if you look at the very old character, the Borogu character, you can see, I mean, this literally is fire, burning over the grassland. Okay, and see, right? So trees, woods, ashes. Basically, it's the picture of that. And then, of course, later on, they changed somewhat. They put it like, fire here, fire over here, and then, here's the smoke. Okay, so gradually they kind of they stylized. Okay, make it prettier. Okay, so and then gradually no longer look like that scene anymore. Okay. So this is 了. Now, the current one, so if you want to remember, that's how you remember. So the left fire radical. On the right hand side, this is the character that's also called 了. Now, if you try to remember this, you can see that the 小 underneath. I mean, originally this is actually, you can see that this actually means fire. Top is fire, and the top part now looks like a dot, right? But originally this is actually a mu. Okay, it's a tree. Okay, it's a tree. So really, in the traditional character, it means the fire burns through the grass and the trees. Okay, so this is how you remember this. Next one, 烫. Okay, 烫 means heat up in a hot water. So it's a way of heating up a thing by put it in the hot water. Okay, 烫 this is sometimes you know 烫酒 there's a particular wine in China called 黄酒 黄酒 traditionally people like to enjoy it hot. Okay, so they use that method to heat it up, okay, and then drink. It's not like beer, right? People like to drink it cold, so it's called 烫酒 and also 烫衣服 that means iron your clothes, okay. 烫头发 that means you perm or wave your hair, okay, and it's 烫 so the original meaning, just remember that is you put stuff in the hot water to warm up. That's the original meaning, okay. Let's take a look at the character. So this one you can see fire underneath, okay, fire underneath, and then on the top is the words 汤, okay. Of course, you know, represent the sound, but also the 汤 means 汤 means the original meaning of 汤 means the boring water, okay, boring water. So I mean, it's obvious why they use that, right? Because when you try to warm up in a water, and that water better off be a boiling water. So right, you know, you can warm up the food or whatever it is easier, okay. And so this is 烫, okay. It also means scald, kind of like a burn, you know, your skin or something. So it's also use these words called 烫伤, okay. So this one is 烫. Next one, 烹. 烹 is a cooking method. Basically, it's boiled in a very large pot called a 烹, okay. Usually, the way they cook is usually first they put it in some oil and stir fry it, right? Stir fry it so that the outside, particularly the meat, right? The outside of the meat, because the oil, they got cooked first, right? And then they put in lots of water and start to cook it, okay, to boil it. The reason for that is to try to retain the water of the meat inside when they cook, okay. So this is a type of way of cooking called 烹, okay. And then yeah, this is basic meaning, because some other meanings is 烹茶, okay. It's a way of basically it's not like putting boiling water. Instead, they actually cook it, okay. Put the tea inside the pot and cook it, okay. So it's just a way of preparing tea, okay. Now the Chinese words for cooking or culinary art is called 烹饪, okay. So that's the title of the unit, you can see, okay. Let's take a look at the character. So this is because this way of cooking is the very basic way, okay, basic way of cooking. So this character, if you look at it, the bottom there's 4 dots. That 4 dot means fire, okay, means fire. And then on the top is the word 哼. Now 哼表示哼is to mean enjoy, okay. So mean enjoy. So this means that food, once you prepared, is for people to enjoy, okay. So it's 烹. So the basic meaning of 烹 is basically cooking food, right? The 烹. Next one, 蒸. 蒸 is the original meaning of 蒸 is a type of hemp stalk or small firewood, Okay, small firewood. That's the original meaning. You can see why is that? Because this is on the top. It's the grass radical on the top. Okay, grass radical on the top. That's the original meaning. Now, the character of steaming in older character, the older character has a different word without the grass radical. Okay, so but now when they simplify it, they just all use this one. Okay, use this one to mean steam also. Okay, this is how it got evolved. Okay, so over here you can see that bottom has the fire, right? Bottom has the fire, and then now this 蒸 without the fire radical, okay, this 蒸 has the meaning of heat and steam going up. Okay, going up, that's the meaning. Being going up, that's the meaning. Okay, so it's because the the small fire stock, hemp stock, to when you burn it, will create the flame, heat, and smoke or steam going up, right? And so this is 蒸. Okay, so basically right now the basic meaning of this character, you need to remember two. One is steam. Okay, that's the most common use of this character, steam. And the second quite often meaning of this character is prosperous. Okay, is prosperous and thriving, like 蒸蒸日上 蒸蒸日上. That's an idiom. That's also quite common. Okay, 蒸 so 蒸 means many, means prosperous, means exciting. Okay, so this is 蒸. Let's see. Okay, 熬 熬 means stew. 熬 means stew. Now, when you say 熬, it has a meaning of extract. Okay, when you say 熬, you always have a meaning of extract. It's basically a way of slow cooking. It's a stew food, and then you kind of get the flavor inside the food out. Okay, 熬 or get the outside flavor in, right? So and so you want to slow cook, okay, so that the flavor can get in. And then usually the way cook is initially you put a lot of water, okay, sauce, water, and then you cook for a long time, and then gradually the water gets evaporated and the sauce become very thick. Okay, that's the way of preparing the food. Okay, it's also a type of way to prepare Chinese medicine. So it's very often to refer to preparing Chinese medicine, saying 熬药. 熬药. So this is because you need to start with lots of water and gradually cook it, and then extract the medicine out, and then obtain a very thick broth. Okay, that's the medicine. Okay, and so because of that process, and the broth, start from thin and then gradually become very thick. So because of that process, and so they extend it out. Another meaning means like drag on and hold out. Means suffer, just bear the suffer it out. Okay, has that meaning. Let's take a look at that character itself. So again, 4 dots means fire underneath, right? And then on the top is the character 熬 熬 that part, the top character 熬 has a meaning of storage, okay? Has the meaning of storage. And so now storage, that means you need to put the stuff in usually for a long time, right? So they use that character to mean that I need to cook, I need to put the food in the pot, cook it for a long time, okay? Next one. 煎 煎 is a way of cooking. This way of cooking is you put put some oil, not a lot, usually just cover the bottom of the pan, and then you heat the oil hot, very hot, and then you put the food in. So when you cook it, the food, outside the food become kind of burned, okay, but inside the food is tender. So that's the this particular way of cooking. It's called 煎, called 煎. Now it's also a measuring words for Chinese medicine. Okay, it's over here says decoction. Okay, and so the Chinese medicine. So you can drink, right? You boil once. That's the first 一煎. You boil twice. That's the 二煎. Okay. In Chinese medicine, that 一煎, 二煎, the function of that medicine is a little different. Okay. So sometimes that's important too. Okay. They have a very particular way of preparing it. So 第一煎要how you prepare, and 第二煎 how you prepare will be different. It's quite advanced. Okay, so this is called 煎. Now let's take a look at the character itself again. So 4 dots underneath, right? So the very original one, you can see the bottom is actually a fire radical, but later on they simplify it to use 4 dots. Okay, and on the top is the character called 前. 前 has a meaning of going forward, getting near, has that meaning. So over here, that means you are getting the food near the heating surface, right? So you put oil in the pan, and then you put the food in. So basically, you are cooking the surface of the food. It's really okay. And then inside the food, you want to just cooked, and so it will be tender. Okay, so that's one way of cooking food called 煎. So let's take a look at the sentence. So 焖爆辽烫烹蒸熬煎. So again, so this is all talk about different way of cooking. Okay, next one. 风. Now 风, I'm not sure why this one gets over here. Okay, so this one is not really a way of cooking. Okay, this is referred to signal fire for military use. Okay, beacon fire, signal fire, or flame of war. So basically, it's a fire they used in the military operation. Okay, mostly for signaling. Okay, for signaling. So in ancient China, you all hear about the Great Wall, right? So along the Great Wall, they have many stations. Okay, and so they always have a lot of materials to send signal fire. So when they saw enemies coming, and so they will make a fire. Okay, make a fire, and then the fire burns. They have a flame and a strong, very very thick smoke going up. Okay, and then the next station far away, they saw that, and then they will start a fire to send a signal. So that's how they send a signal quickly into the central government, so they can respond accordingly. Okay, so this is those fires called 风. Okay, let's take a look at the character. So fire radical, of course, and then on the right hand side is the character called 风. Now 风 has the meaning of 逢, which means bump into each other. Okay, meet or bump into each other. So that's obvious that you think about this character means fire, a signal fire, right? When do you need to send signal fire? That means you are bump into the enemy, or enemy bump into you, and then you need to send that signal fire. Okay, that's 风. Next one, 幻. Now 幻means it's the light of a flame, okay, light of a flame, and then also means shine, shining, as using as an adjective means shining, glowing. Okay, used as a verb means shine or glow. Okay, so this is 幻. And a very common idiom is called 焕然一新. 焕然一新, that means something is very shiny, some shiny and glowing, like new. Okay, it's called 焕然一新. 焕发青春, 焕发青春, that means that somebody is very spirited and very youthful. It's called 焕发青春. Okay, so let's take a look at the character itself. The fire radical, of course. Now the right hand side is the character with the pronunciation of 焕, and that part, that 焕 has the meaning of has the meaning of bright light. Okay, bright light, and that's very obvious, right? So use that word along with the fire radical to mean light of flame. Okay. Next one. 泼. 泼 is splash, spill, and not just gently. Okay, it's fierce. It's using a lot of force to spill, to splash water. It's called 泼. Okay, it's called 泼 because of that large force. So it has its extended meaning. Okay, so extended meaning means fierce and tough, tough. And then because when you do that, when you 泼水, right? When you 泼水, it's you getting stuff wet and getting people wet, and that kind of act. It's really, and so it got extended to mean rascal, scandal, rude, and unreasonable. Okay, that kind of meaning. Okay, because uncontrollable and you do damages. Okay, and so refer to a person's character. Okay, and also refers to like a bad, poor, or extreme. Okay. For example, like a 泼妇, 泼妇, that means it's a very rude and tough and fierce and very unreasonable woman. Okay, 泼辣, 泼辣 usually refer to a girl, a woman with that kind of character. Okay, so it's 泼. Okay, let's take a look at a character. Now this one, it's also very obvious because we're dealing water, so water radical. And then on the right hand side is the character 发. Now 发 has the meaning of leaving, right? Meaning of leaving and set off, right? And so it's makes sense, right? So you're basically make the water leave or set off the water, right? So called a 泼. Next one, 沏. 沏茶. This one is very easy. Okay, this is only has one meaning, is to use boiling water to prepare tea. Okay, that's just one meaning. Okay, it's called 沏茶. 沏茶. Just like that. Okay, and let's take a look at the character. So water radical. Now on the right hand side is a word called qi. Qi. Now qi, representing sound, of course, but the qi has a meaning of cut off. Okay, break down, has that kind of meaning. Okay, and so qi. So it's using. Now, when you put it with the water radical, so it really, the original meaning is to use water to cut it off. Okay, and so for example, like it's like a big wave. Okay, water like flood. Coming, and then it's impacted the bank, whatever it is. That's the meaning. Okay, and cut off the road, this kind of thing. Okay, so you can see that means like the water rush out, changing whatever in its way, right? And so and that's the way. When you think about the qi cha, that's similar ways. Of course, it's a small, it's a small act, not like what's happening in the in a weather, right? Weather movement. Okay, but the movement, it's very similar. So you got hot water, you pour in with the tea, and then change the tea. Okay, right? So that's qi. Okay, next one. Yun. Yun means brew wine. Okay, brew wine, ferment. Okay, and also just refer to wine itself. Okay, yun. Yun is called brew. Now Chinese has another word called niang. Niang also means brew and making wine. So the modern Chinese, when you say making wine, often use both characters together, called yun niang. Okay, now yun niang, making wine, it takes time, right? And it takes time, and then once it's done, you got something very wonderful. And so they extended that yun niang to mean that you put a lot of thoughts into it, and to come out of some wonderful idea. Okay, it's called a yun yang. Next one. 酵. 酵 means yeast, leaven. Okay, yeast, leaven. Okay, so that's the meaning. Okay, so over here, before, after. Okay, let's take a look at. Hold on, we haven't looked at the last character yet. So this one, because related to wine, so has the wine vessel on the left, right? So on the right hand side is the original character, has the character wen. Now wen has the meaning of warm. Okay, warm. Now because when you're making wine, the liquid will getting warm. Okay, will get warm. So that's why they use that character. Now, the simplified version, because they use the character of yun. Yun means cloud. Okay, it means cloud. Now, how you remember this? I guess yun means high in the sky and not stable, and so you can see that you can make the connection of wine. Wine will make you high, right, and make your mental state unstable, and make your body warm. Okay, so that's all these things can make the connection and remember this character. Okay, so this is yun. 酵 jiao. Let's take a look at that character, jiao. Jiao, of course, because it's related to wine, it has the wine radical. And then on the right-hand side is the character xiao. Xiao has the meaning of you treat the seniors well. Okay, xiao in Chinese culture means you have to treat seniors with respect and with care. That's called xiao. Okay, now when you when you're making wine, when you brew wine, you have to treat it respect and treat it well, and then it will come out right. Is that right? If you're not careful and sloppy, you're not gonna get the result. Okay, and so that's why they use this character to build this meaning. Now next one, 醉 醉 means drunk. Means drunk. That's the original meaning. Okay, 醉 Now, second meaning is it's also referred to a type of way of preparing food, which is fully soaked in the wine for a long time. Okay, because China, like 醉鸡, 醉鸡, that's how they prepare it. They soak the chicken in the wine for a long time. Okay, and then they cook it. Now, it also means what? Means there are two more meanings. One is refer to some people like is muddle-headed. Okay, does not have a clear mental state. It's like drunk. Okay, drunk. It's they call it 醉醉梦就是 it's not clear-headed. Okay, it's always daydreaming all the time. Okay, now the fourth meaning is somebody is being fascinated about something and being fully attracted into something, and they just spend a lot of time for it. Okay, this is called 醉 醉 醉 这个 they use that character to refer to a person that is has the enthusiasm and fascination about something. Okay, 所以 han now han means drink to one's heart's content. Okay, that's the meaning. Han now and then they extend it to mean flourish, or to mean a mental state like merry and lively, happy, or means like sleeps really soundly. Okay, why that? Because when you drink to your heart's content, oftentimes you just fail and sleep, right? And sleep very deeply. And so they use this character to mean somebody sleep very deeply, called 酣睡 酣睡. And also means like a fully, like a really satisfied. It's called 酣唱酣歌酣笑酣乐 it all means like it's very happy and very satisfied. Okay, let's take a look at the character. Now this one is also very obvious. The wine radical to mean this is related to wine, and on the right hand side is the character called 甘 甘 has the meaning of sweet and nice, sweet and wonderful. Okay, that means the 甘. So of obvious, this character means that you drink to your heart's content, and of course you are satisfied. You feel happy. You feel wonderful. Okay, so this is called a han. And let's take a look at the sentence. Now, 风唤泼妻韵教醉酣. Okay, so I'm not sure about 风唤泼妻. It's kind of weird, but the literal translation I would say 风唤. You're sending a fire signal, and then you provoke somebody to provoke somebody to spill water in tea, but that's literally what it is saying, but it's kind of weird why they do that, okay? Now, 运教醉汉, that's really means you brew wine, making the wine, and then you drink the wine, and then you are very, very satisfied. That's what it means, okay? So, okay, that's it for today. Happy learning.